we can go live. Going. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Crystallize live stream on YouTube. Today, as most of you have seen, I guess, in the community channel, we'll try, me and Mr. Board, to model it. We'll not try, we'll make it. And we'll try to work on the Netflix content engine, let's say, or the Netflix, we all know the service. Essentially, we'll try to model out how the service could look in the backend of Crystallize. Because as most of you know, Crystallize does work with rich content, rich media, like videos and images. So it would make sense potentially to just work on the model and see how this could be simplified and work and make this work with Crystallize. So yeah, and I guess, Mr. Board, this is like a really nice example of how we can build versatile models using the content engine and essentially not restrict ourselves to a typical, let's say, e-commerce project where we have 5 folders and we're just selling, I don't know, a few things, and make, you know, something more unique, and also take advantage of the different mechanisms of Crystallize to make something, you know, really awesome, essentially.
Yeah, that's good. And it's also a good example of how we'll set up subscriptions for digital product. So this will be, of course, we will use Netflix as an example, but it applies to other streaming services as well. HBO, Disney Plus.
Yeah,
but of course, it's you can use the same in, for example, e-learning is kind of the same setup so that you can have access to premium content. And so we will first talk a little bit about the process, and then we will do some modeling in Figma on what's our take on the Netflix content model. Some reverse engineering there, and then we will jump to Crystallize and actually execute the model and see if we can also build you know, a basic structure with a series and a movie, for example. And if you look at content modeling as a process, typically you start with first discovering the you know, scope of content that you have. And in this case, we are reverse engineering. So we're looking at, okay, there's series, there's episodes, there's films, there's actors, there's genres. So to you know, figure out the total scope. So we'll start with that, trying to find what are the different types of content. And then the next step is kind of identify the similar types of content. Is a movie the same as a series? Maybe not. You have some shared properties, and ideally we also want to identify repeating information. For example, information about an actor, Mark Wahlberg, for example. He features in many movies and series, so that's an example of a repeating information, and that's what we finally then define relationships with in our content model. So both structure, relationships, and also categorization with the topic maps, for example. So we'll walk through some of the different concepts that is available there. But what do you say, Stavros? Should we start with some modeling in Figma?
Yeah, sure thing. I can actually, let me just really quickly get this share out of the way, because I think, yeah, if I do it like so, you should be able to see it now, right, Mr. Board, or not? My entire screen.
I see the introduction to the content modeling. Now I see it, yeah.
All right, we can, okay, great. Awesome. So, all right. So as most of you are familiar with and probably have watched one of the previous live streams, we have had an open source, soon to be hopefully plugin for Figma, where essentially with Dietrich's help last time, and we have been using that for modeling various cases. You can essentially use the shape components from Crystallize to create your own models before you dive in and go in the engine, in the platform, and make and create the concepts there. So instead of before finalizing it, you have the chance to review it and iterate over this with your colleagues or your business associates before you finalize the model. So yeah, that's what we're going to be using today to get at least the initial setup before we dive in Crystallize. And we'll have a reference for that introduction video for the content modeling kit in the description, so that you don't have to spend time during this live stream and review the same thing. But essentially, overall, the left in the assets section, you got all the different shape items, as Mr. Bird you can see now is using. You can essentially be using that to model out the various components. All right, so let me just get this a bit bigger, right? So
yeah. And the first thing that we'll do is let's try to identify the different types of content. I mean, all of us are familiar with Netflix and what you have. So you have, if we take a series first, because you have episodes, and then what you typically also have done is a season. And what I'm doing now, I'm just adding a season as and here I'm choosing actually folder as the type of or the shape type.
Because I guess it makes sense that a season has many episodes, right? And essentially a series has many seasons underneath that, I guess.
True that, and so actually we need one more level for if you're doing a season. And I'm choosing also a folder here, and what should we call this? This is a series. So you have a series which has multiple seasons, and each season has multiple episodes. So this would be the main shapes, and of course, if we jump on maybe the episode here, I think Didrik also joined us here. Did he also join the stream? Or?
That's true. Let me see.
Because let's start with the main thing. So I'm adding a video component in the episode, which is basically, let's just call it video. And this is, let's say the main thing. And interestingly, is when we will model this in Crystallize, is that the backend here is Amazon Elemental, which is the backend of Amazon Prime and the Grand Tour. So if you model this out in Crystallize, you will actually be able to use this under very heavy traffic with streamable video. But if we look here at the series, I guess we have the series, we have the season, we have the episode, and then we also have the films. Should we call them movies or films?
I think movies
is what they use.
Yeah.
So
hello Didrik. Didrik has joined us.
I heard somebody say Figma, and I was a bit concerned about you two being in there all alone.
Good to have you here.
I'm sorry, I had an Apple update.
That's perfect. So, but we've just started Didrik, and so far we have an episode as a document. Currently, just with the video, and we have a movie. And I'm just going to detach this, which we also need to add a video component to. And that's kind of I would say the core of our model is you have episodes with videos, and then you have, for series, of course, it's more complex than with the movie. And what else should we look at here? If we look at the types of content, and then we'll get back to the different components that would make up the series and the season, etc.
So it would have, I guess, movie would have if you're looking at components, you would have a cast, right? So, if you're looking to model things like that, you may have casts and the director that you may want to reference, and have separate content pages for them, right?
Yeah, actually, I'll not call it actor, I call it a person, because we can have a property on here, which is role, for example. So
that's good.
Because you have the director has a different role than the actor, and also the what do you call it, the passive bystanders in films. In Norwegian we call it statistics.
No, extras is actually what
extras. Yeah, that's correct.
So, but I'm just modeling out the person here and adding a role as in this case, just a text line. Because you talked about cast, and do we have other, definitions? If you talk to or think about Netflix, and you have
you'd have in a movie, you mean?
Yeah, or in a series.
So I would guess you would have like something like a short description, and you may also have in the series or the season level, you may have like a short trailer. This would be interesting. So you have of course, this is also relevant for an episode, right? Because similar to if you're selling books, you got a short description of what's about to come.
True that. So for the movie, I would guess that we want to have 2 video components then. Yeah,
I guess one trailer. I think Netflix is also playing something in the background while you're reading about the movie.
Didrik?
Yeah, this is why I'm here.
Anyhow, on the relations, I added actors, and that could be multiple persons that are related here, and we could have a director. And that could also be multiple, actually. We would also have, I guess, on both an episode and a movie. We would have a brief
or summary.
Yeah,
I added one for the movie.
Yeah.
But this would also go in a season and a series, I guess. So
I think in terms of when it comes to movies and episode, I think the right term here is a synopsis.
No, synopsis. Yeah, it's good. That's true. So it's a synopsis. Yeah.
Okay, so you have the series, and I guess on a series you would have probably cover image, or what do you call it, poster image.
You can see from Netflix perspective that they actually do have one landscape and one portrait. Portrait is of course the regular DVD cover, but I think Netflix does it before, because then they can get more movies inside the height of the screen. So they've actually started out with the landscapes, but they have a mix.
Yeah, well, you know what, just for simplicity, we'll just call it cover.
Yeah.
But also, you typically have that for the series, but also for the season, right? You would have a specific image that illustrates the season 2, for example. Okay.
Right. Maybe, you know what? Maybe an episode, the relation to actors and directors should be more like in the season or series level. Is it or?
But it would be typically like The Mandalorian, for example, has a director for each episode, different directors.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
that's interesting. Yeah, for sure.
And they also get
yeah.
So no, because you also get people per episode. Like if you go to IMDb, you'll see that this and this actor has been in this many episodes of this series. So it is actually on each episode.
Good. Maybe we should add some relation. So with the series, season, and episode, this is basically hierarchical structure. So series will be a folder. We have seasons, we have episodes, and then the relations would be for actors, directors. And I guess we should duplicate that also on the movie. So if I add this here. actors, and then we do director. And of course, again, we could do directors, or it's multiple relations we can have there. So naming might be plural, but let's just keep it with director for now.
One question though, should we add some like usually for a movie it has some rating, not in terms of IMDb rating, user rating, but some rating, parental guidance. That could be a thing.
Yeah, that's also something we could use topics for example, or
yeah, that's
exactly
interesting. All right. I think this is nice, simple, and clean. At least we got our videos. This is the primary thing what we're selling, right? And we can also model the product here, or reference it at least. I'm not sure if.
Yeah, let's model the product. I'll just add some information to the person, like name.
Name, role, and yeah, you can have like something like top movies or best movies or
bio,
number of Oscars or.
But at least we probably also want to have an image. Or multiple. We can have pictures.
Then again, it's like we always say, you can add whatever information suits your service the best. But this is the basis. Here you get how to structure the folders and the videos. And then if you want parental guidance, if you want release dates, for example, stuff like this, we can add it. You have all the different components inside of Crystallize. Let's just model out the basis, so it's easier maybe to understand it.
Yeah, but I think this is a structure here is essentially what makes out Netflix.
Yeah.
We might even want to add a component that is a collection. So because you have a lot of these editorial collections on the landing pages, front pages and things like this. So maybe we do that. So like a document.
Either that or just what about actually on series or seasons? Because this is going to be a folder where we talk about, okay, these are different genres or whatever. But we could have like a highlighted episode or highlighted series as a relation in the top of the folder, because that will make it even easier and less desking.
Yeah. But if we're modeling out Netflix, they have editorial, top 10 series in Norway this week, for example, and they have that for each country. So it's a collection that they add, action series now, or they have thematic collections of series and movies. Oh, you need to detach if you're going to add stuff, yeah.
As always.
Right, did it? Not sure who made it first, Didrik.
Yeah. I think three people detached this guy. So, but then we just call it. So it's a relation to a media.
All right. So
because it could be a series or it could be a movie. For the movies and the episodes, for the images we will just use the preview images that are available in the video component, right? So we will just use that as the thumbnail.
Okay, so I will just add like a very small arrow here. It's really hard to have a share screen, check out the chat, and also work with Figma.
That's good. So who wants to model this out in Crystallize?
Yeah, I can do that.
Perfect.
Awesome. So let's jump to that because, okay, it's pretty much it. I think it's super simple to, okay, simple enough, I guess. All right, so let's go real quick to Crystallize. get this guy here. All right. Okay, so first things first would be to start working on the model, right? So we need to go and define the shapes. And please, guys, correct me if I'm wrong. So here, as you can see, for the guys that are, let me probably zoom in a bit. Guys watching, we have removed the shapes for products and articles, which come by default when you create a new tenant. So that we can just go for it from ground up. And let's go from top to bottom. So I'll go first for series. So I have my Figma model as a reference. Really simple to do. Just follow the steps. Summary of the series. And I'll do a cover image. All right, cool, there we go. And we have a series that fast, okay, let's go create a new one. But maybe we can share a little bit on the ideas while I'm doing that on how we were thinking about doing genres. Because
if you're thinking web at least, and especially if you're doing, I mean, we're doing Netflix now, but if you would do e-learning, you would have a canonical, so a specific URL for the season and the video. So I'm thinking that we build a folder structure for the canonical, so that we would start with a folder for films, a folder for series, and under there we create the genres, potentially subgenres. So you do action, you do adventure, documentary. But then if you look at Netflix, there is categorization across movies and series. What we can use the topics for is basically define generic genres that we assign directly to a series or a movie. And you can have multiple topics per, so you can use that for navigational purposes. So that's what I'm thinking, to have both cases covered, with being able to build a folder structure and also use the topics for the detailed categorization, and that you can have easily add multiple genres for each movie or series.
Yeah.
I do have one other question. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, I'm just looking at the model once again, and as it seems, for now we can optimize it a bit even. We have both a series and a season, and both have the same components. And like we always say, just to keep it tidy, let's have as few shapes as possible, because the more shapes, the more well, basically stuff can go wrong. So I would say that let's find a generic name for the folder and combine seasons and series, because they both have two components, which are summary and cover. So we can maybe just call it.
But I actually disagree, because semantically you want to have a season, and it has a separate renderer, for example. So if you render per shape type in the front end, you know that this is a season, and then you're looking at rendering out episodes in a specific way, right? Rather than having, because we could combine it, so the folder and the season of the series could be just a generic kind of a hierarchical folder. But I think in this case, it's value in having the semantic information about the season and the series, and probably you have specific information on the season, because the year published, for example, that's specific to the series, because you have Sons of Anarchy going over, I don't know, 8 years or however long it was going. So you have that information, but then again, that exact example you also have for the reason in the series. That's what you were going to comment now.
Didn't say anything. No, but basically just a general idea is to keep it as tidy as possible. But I totally agree with the semantic meaning of a series and a season, and especially when it comes to how you want to render different type of shapes, because then you can create the logic depending on what kind of shape is actually coming from the API.
Right, great. I
You
think I
basically
have it.
model out this in the background now, Stavros. So tell us what you did.
I think you should.
Simple. I follow the steps for reference. Yeah, it's pretty simple. Select the components, click create, and give it a name, and it's pretty much ready. I have left out any kind of product information. We can just, I think it's nicer to just go for the structure first, and then we can go back and create a subscription. What do you think?
I think that's fine. Let's create a content catalog now, and then we'll do the subscription product.
Great. Okay, so
so start by 2 folders, because on you kind of have films, movies, and series. That's the kind of 2 top level.
True.
Let's do movies. I think that was the term.
Movies, okay. Right, so it's just a folder, plain folder shape, nothing to extract here. Or let's do something like this, simple as that. So we have movies and we got series. Again, a simple folder. All right. There we go, different text for reference. Okay, shall we create a simple series first, since we have modeled out on this?
I would then, depending on the size of the catalog, but I would here consider breaking out into genres. So you can start with action, for example.
That's correct, and we should probably should we do it here?
Yeah, I think we should use this for folder. I mean, we could create a series directly in this folder. That would be a flat hierarchy of all our series. That is fine, but if you want to have if you want it in the URL or want it to be grouped by genres, like main genre, I would create a folder here called
main
action.
genre. Yeah, that's I totally agree, because I would also be really keen to having relationships between a movie or a series, which can be included in various different genres. Exactly.
So I think that's a good pattern here.
Yeah. Okay. So John.
No, I would just
Finally, it's not just, it's G.
Yeah. But this is not the what you want to call it. It's action.
Yes.
Action and documentary. If you want to do
science fiction.
I will do science fiction because I want to prove that I can type. Okay. All right. So, we get action. Let's go ahead and create. We're in series, right? So
series. Call it mile 22 because we borrowed some movie trailers. That is actually not a series, but it was 2 trailers, so that can be 2 episodes.
Yeah, that technically counts as something. That's great. So we got the summary. I'm not sure if we can have any proper description for that. Okay. Okay, good. We have some kind of content here.
Well, I think you can do the actual content. You can do the poster there.
Yeah. Exactly. So let me just go there real quick. Boom. Like so. There we go. We go further down. So I'm publishing this now, as most of you can see. Of course, this is something that can be done like later on after you finish the entire process of creating seasons and your episodes or movies. Season 1. So this is a season type of item going there. We would have, okay, I will do the same poster because it's the introduction.
Yeah.
Keep it simple. There we go.
But Didrik, maybe in the background, you can create some genres in the topic map.
I can. Let me fix it.
Remember to type that properly. Don't be like me.
We'll see. Okay. I'll try my best. I'll do my best as always.
All right. So episode 1. So typically here you would have, or maybe you would give it a name, the entrance or something. or call it an episode and then give it a separate title. Depends on how you want to do it. But I guess most common is to not have a it's episode 1 as a title, I guess. All right, the entrance, heroes, entrance. Great, and I would upload my videos. I'm not sure which one. Oh, okay, this one is it. Boom. So let's call it the first one. We have not defined the actors yet or the directors. We'll go through that once more when this is done. Let's say that this was released, I don't know, 25th today, so yesterday. And pretty much after the video will be uploaded, we'll have something up and running pretty soon. And let's go and create a second one real quick. All right. And this is the second episode of the series. Boom. And let's do again. I don't have much much different, to be honest, covers, but it's okay. All right, and we'll go through that again later on. Of the series. All right, okay, so this will be uploaded. Once this is done, we'll be good to go. This will be released at 26th. You may use that, for instance, in the logic in the front end to not have this available, but maybe have the preview available. Depends on what you want to be doing.
But if you scroll a little bit down here, you see topics, because depending on the speed of Didrik's typing, you might have some topics there.
You can try.
Oh, there we go. Generis. Okay, good. Okay, cool. almost got it. We almost got it.
It was just an extra E.
All right. So, okay. So since this one is come on, it's under action. We may have adventures as secondary genres, or romance or whatever, or comedy or things like that, and that we will be probably using in the front end for things like suggestions, like okay, maybe you want to check this out because this series is belonging in these genres, and so on and so forth, connected to preferences for the user if you want to, and so on and so forth. Cool. So I think that's pretty much our episode, I guess, or the my series, right?
But maybe you can switch and create a folder called persons or people, or
that's true.
Actors and directors.
Yeah, that's correct.
Persons.
So yeah, this is a regular folder, and we'll go in and you know what? There we go, and we'll go and create top trending. There we go. And in here, I'll go in and create like a one, I guess, just for reference, person, which will be this guy. That I got his message, his name because it's a bit weird type. No offense, Mr. Wahlberg. So, all right, go for a short bio. What we can get real quick. There we go. Get an image in place. Maybe we can have an image from his like best movie, which is the one that we have, or any other one. And this is an actor or performer. Usually, I don't know, we can reference it to
here. We could use this to say typical, if it's a comedy actor, stand-up comedian, or action, or like Bruce Willis is kind of one type of actor versus two.
Well, yeah.
So you could use this to show relations between series and movies and actors.
Yeah.
Maybe not that useful, but let's.
But can be done just for as a reference here.
And then if you go back to, for example, the entrance series that you did.
Yep. Let's go over here and all the way down. Video seems to be uploaded. It's great.
Also, a top tip for you, Stavros, there is a search icon on the left there.
Oh, that's cool. Kind of you to, but I don't remember his name. Oh, there we go.
Well, this is, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's easy enough to, well, series action. My bad, I misclicked. It's, yep. Cool. So I will just add the actors here. Maybe
I think he's a director also on this guy.
Is it? That would be nice. Okay, cool.
Well, at least he is now.
Officially director role. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
And also notice here, now you get a preview of the video. Of course, you can upload a specific thumbnail there, which is what we probably would do in this case here. Yeah.
So this is really nice for front-end development, where essentially you don't want to load the video as soon as the page is loading, but you want to lazy load that. So it's maybe smarter and performing better to just load the thumbnail. Always remember to have, or Didrik will be really mad. Alternative, yeah, alt text. Mark's image.
Good, but also notice now the video is transcoded, so you can actually play it also. And this is a streamable video, and you can do it also, fuller screen and
yeah.
Okay, so that's an important part when you upload a video, is that Crystallize will actually process your video file and make it streamable using, I think it's -JS, right?
Yeah, it's Dash, the format.
And serving you with the M3, U3 files, HLS.
Yeah, and HLS. Yeah, so it's playing with most, if not all, the different video players, and it also comes in various qualities, right? So it's from HD all the way to low quality, which is what usually all the streaming services are able to just play just by providing the URL of the stream, essentially, or the collection of the transcoded video. Awesome.
And of course, this is now also hosted on a global CDN, and it's the same backend as Prime Video and the Grand Tour is using. So you can use this for high traffic video sites. So you can really create, Netflix-like customer experience. Should we just create a movie also just to showcase that? Which is
sure thing.
The same, but still.
Yeah, it's pretty similar, but it's also since we defined it differently.
Can I guess the movie? Is it Mile 22?
No. It's a different one.
Oh, we have another movie?
Yeah. It's called Truth to Power.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you can't create a streaming service with just one product. You need at least two.
True enough. Good point.
There we go.
And here we can also see that Stavros chose a little bit different architecture. So here we just place the movies directly on the movies. So a flat list of movies, which is an alternative way, because we will use the topic maps to categorize them anyway. And that's how you will be able to relate all action movies and series at the same time, for example.
And again, is it Mark Wahlberg again playing here or not?
Well, today it is.
Today it's Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah. Okay, good. I will just got him as a director. I mean, his resume is getting great. So this would be, I'm not sure, I haven't watched the movie, but I guess it's an action movie.
So I think it's about a music band.
Okay. So we have comedies I'll add comedy.
More of a documentary, I think.
Yeah, but do we have it defined? No.
No.
It's
I like that you picked all the genres that I didn't add.
well, yeah, it's fine. Cool. So let's get this out of the way. Oh, right, uploaded. So this is uploaded. Of course, we could add a trailer or the main video. I have not done that actually. Let me upload it real quick. Yeah, well, there we go. And yeah, I think this is pretty much a way to structure your movie, I guess. Awesome. Should we look at how we can create essentially the ticket to allow access, basically a subscription?
Yeah.
Real quick. So I'm not sure if if you guys modeled that in Figma.
No, but I think we can do it on the fly because we basically need to create a new product. Let's call it subscription.
Yeah, I agree.
And for this, you probably just need I guess maybe just a description. We don't need much.
It's super simple. Yes.
Yeah. And then create that as a product.
Done. Good.
And then just create it in the root. Then the
Hmm.
URL will be netflix.com/subscription automatically, actually.
Oh, typo.
Boom.
Yes.
All right, there we go. Very simple. You get, of course, the relevant fields here, VAT and stuff. Everything stock is not needed since this is a virtual product. Flix subscription. We don't have Netflix, remember?
And then if you hit the variants button down there.
That's correct. Let's do multiple variants because essentially we want to sell maybe something
Standard
like
and family, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds good. And you'll have nothing with probably a subscription here, which will be monthly, I guess. Initial period, let's just do a few of these.
Let's do 1 month initial period and
Or
first month for free.
Oh, that's nice. That's true. 1 month free, and then it's yeah, let's say.
This is in euros, so 10. I don't know.
I was gonna do 12. A little bit of yeah, but that's good. I'm not sure if we can add like a special.
You don't need another subscription. Remove that and change the recurring period to day, and then create another.
That's true. That's true. Okay, cool.
Duplicate this.
Boom. So this will be a family.
Yeah, I think that's good.
And again, subscriptions, we got the same amount, but family would be, I don't know, 30, and it will be 4 seats, for instance, or I don't know, something like that, perhaps.
Big family. I would maybe, well, call it 19, and then of course you have to handle the seats.
Yeah, okay. Sure.
Yeah, but that would be front-end logic, because this is giving you access to purchasing a subscription-based product, which for both is free first month, and then if it's a single or standard, which is maybe then access on one screen, costs 10 euros, and then here you have a monthly recurring first month free for 5 screens, whatever you choose, at 19 euros. So this is essentially what you need in order to define the product.
That sounds good. So let's do nothing here, but it's pretty much done, I guess. Yeah.
And then of course you could add more description and images if you want that for the product variants. But essentially it's just sign up for one of these subscriptions.
Awesome. All right, I think this is, I'm not sure if we have something else to add here. It's pretty much complete, I guess. You got your series, you got your seasons, you got your exit and entrance episodes, pretty much good to go. We didn't add a someone here. Well, we got this guy.
I
But
like
yeah, that's pretty much.
We added one actor, and it's a very good example.
But yeah, it's a start. It's a start.
But save that and just quickly just show the topic map. How
that's correct. Totally forgot about that. Sorry about it. So basically, for topics, we did genres, right? Or yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No.
You made it worse.
The title was
genders.
What?
What?
Oh, I did it myself. Okay, it seems like it's a curse for when we go live.
Yeah, it was correct, Stavros, but that's okay.
Yeah, all right. Okay, cool. But essentially what we have is just different genres. Of course, you can go in, as you know, with topics in whatever depth you want here. And of course, create different topics for, things like maybe handling collections in a different way, or you want to structure navigation in a different way. Yeah, so basically that's the story with topics. Or searches, so you can do search movies or filters using genres, things like that.
And
okay.
in essence, it's basically the way you do the personalized homepage, which could be based on logic, or it could be editorial lists, like a collection, which you have top 10 and you make a relation to some series and some videos. Other than that, I think this data model is pretty much good to go for serving as a backend and building your own subscription service that is based on streamable video.
Yeah, it's it's simple, but it works, and it's How long did it take to model it without me making mistakes?
And of course, now we've skipped some components. So you typically would add more detailed information about the episodes and the seasons and the movies, etc.
So maybe you could group it with the chunks just to make it more explicit and things like that. But yeah, as a simple example, I think this pretty much works. Awesome. Okay, let's get this guy here. All right, stop sharing. All right, now I can see my screen's back again. It's so nice. All right, so I think this is pretty much it. We've covered a pretty cool topic, in my opinion, right? And this will be tying up in the future where we've been discussing things, how we can sell any kind of product. Of course, we do have virtual, but more like how to build a media service in Crystallize, and maybe we can tie it up with an example boilerplate in the future, or make examples on that direction, how to consume the data from Crystallize in the future. And I think this will be really interesting for some of you guys. For anything you want to talk about, or any questions regarding pretty much anything in the service, let us know, either on Slack or directly to someone, emails or whatever. We're opening any kind of question, and I think that's pretty much it. Thanks everyone for joining. I've talked too much today, but I think that's pretty much it. Have a great day.
Well, we should be happy. I did shut up for a bit. But I would also, just on the last note, I would also really like for people to challenge us on a different model. If there's anything you guys are wondering if we could model with Crystallize, please let us know. We'll take a look at it.
Because it's something that we want to have many examples of. So we want to go through a lot of scenarios and have something publicly available for you guys to check out and take as examples to what you want to build. Because remember, this is extendable and it can fit exactly to the way you want it to be. So yeah, thank you all for joining. Thanks, Didrik, for the last clarification.
No worries.
And
next time I promise I will have my Mac updated.
That's great. Happens every time. It's good. Thank you for joining. Have a great day, and anything you need, feel free to reach out.